I really want to let you start doing some walls and some designs on your own with less tutorials. So I'm not going to give you quite as much information on this footing video. But you should have your foundation walls in. If we look at our section view, it should look like this. However, you can see that I need to turn on thin lines under the view tab, and I need to turn on fine details. So make sure you always have those selected. It also looks like I need to adjust my crop window so I can see my bottom of footing. So right now, everything looks good up to this point. You should also next be opening up this image, the foundation and footing detail. There should be a link to it in your Schoology doc. So open this up and study this, because this information here is really important, and I want you to be able to know how to read drawing files and elevation views on prints. So right now, if we need to use this information here to find out the dimensions of our footing, and it tells you some information over here to give you those dimensions. So you're going to need to create a concrete wall that is according to these dimensions, according to the width of these dimensions. So I need to go over to wall, and I'm actually going to do this in my first floor view just to create a wall. It won't let you do it in section view. And I can click on wall, and I'm going to edit this. And actually, if you look into here, there's some options for footings. I think 24-inch footing is a default. So you need to edit it, duplicate it, and name it the width of the footing that you're supposed to use according to this drawing file. So I'm not going to choose the correct dimensions because I want you to actually do this on your own. But let's say it was 20 inches, and so I'm going to set mine to 20 inches. And so we can say that that part is done. The next thing that we need to do is look at the height. How tall is it from the bottom of the footing to the foundation level? So if you look at this information, it should tell you how far it is from the bottom of footing up to this level. And then we need to go back to our section view, or an elevation view works also, and change this bottom of footing so that it's that many inches below the foundation. So let's say that my drawing file said it should be 6 inches lower, which is not correct. 6 inches lower than 4 10 3/4 is 5 4 3/4. So I'm going to edit that, and now when I draw my footing and constrain it to bottom of footing to foundation, then I should be good. So we need to open up the foundation view to be able to draw that in there correctly. It's the only way it's going to let you do it. So open up foundation, and you shouldn't be able to see anything until we underlay. So we're going to underlay, whoops, and somehow I have modify levels. I'm just going to right click and then choose cancel. So now I'm on my foundation view. The underlay says none. I want to underlay my foundation walls. And then if you need to click apply, do that. And it should show you your foundation walls. If that doesn't show up, call me over for some help, because that should be there. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to click on wall. And I have my wall that I've selected, my footing wall. Again, this is not the correct width. You have to do your width based on these numbers. And I need to make my base constraint your bottom of footing. My top constraint should be up to the foundation level. And right here it tells you your height. And I'm saying that my height was 6 inches. Yours is not going to be that. So make sure that this number matches what you think it should be over here. Then the last thing you need to do is trace that wall in there. Well, if you look at the picture, it is centered underneath the foundation wall. The foundation wall, we did finish face or core face exterior to line up this edge. Well, here we want to center it. So to center it, we just do core center line or wall center line. It doesn't matter because we only have one layer. We just have concrete. We don't have multiple layers in there. So there's no difference between wall and core. So wall or core center line, either way works. And then choose your rectangle. And since we want to center this, I'm going to make sure it snaps to the center. And it's snapped, even though it shows dotted lines in only one direction, it is snapped there. So check my constraints again, they look good. And I'm going to click once. I'm zooming out and holding down the mouse scroll wheel to move over to this spot. And then you can see it's centered on this wall when I do this. And I click there. Now if I look at my 3D view, then you can see that it is underneath there. It looks good. Let me look at my section view to make sure that it's centered. And yes, it is centered. It goes from bottom of footing to foundation. Now you need to do this, but you need to make sure that your bottom of footing is in the correct place and that your width of your footing is the correct width based on this drawing file. Once you have it done, show me, and then you're ready to move on.